I'm Jean Wallace. I work in Harlowtown, Montana. And
I'm David Wallace. I work there too. She gave me permission to say that.
okay.
Within most small communities, I would say, especially in Montana, usually they have a theater that has closed down because it can't keep going if it has to make enough money to have the people who run it make a living out of it. The idea that we had was that I was a school to work specialist, and I was supposed to find some kind of project for the kids to do in the high school, Harlowtown High School. They said they wanted to open the theater. So we looked it over, and I went with the first group of kids. There were 5 of us, and I said that they should approach the city council and present a business plan to show them that we can run the theater and that we could make some money off of it. And so we went to the city council, and little did I know at the time that the city council was horribly worried because it's a tax burden on them. The theater was, and it was and the roof was leaking, so that meant that was a major expense, or they're going to lose anything that they had in the theater that was going to, if the roof goes, then so goes everything inside. So we presented to them, and they got together and voted and said that they would give us the theater for $1. So the kids were really happy, and they got together, we got together, and we had several hundred volunteer hours there. First, one of the things we did was sit down and write a grant for the repair of the roof, and we got a $28,000 grant for, it's not 28, it's $24,000 grant. So the kids painted the building and put up Harlow Theater pictures on it, and then we worked on getting everything.
Scrape the gum off the seats. That was the big one. They scraped buckets of old gum off the seats and swore that we would never sell gum at the theater, and we still don't.
We're not selling gum.
That was like 9 years ago,
yeah.
August, that this started.
That was 2000.
I think one of the things that happened with the theater was what you said about the kids' pride, that they took pride in being able to do something that other people weren't doing, and being able to, I mean, they were still in sports, most of them were in other activities, but this was something really different, running a business, offering this service to the community, just, you know, starting from the business plan up, and they still, when they come back to Harlowtown, they're, you know, 9 years ago, most of them have their own families by now, but they still come in and see the theater, and they say, yeah, I did this, I'm the one who painted that room purple, you know, upstairs, yeah, over the boy's dead body, you know, and I think that was a real key to why it has been successful and continues to be successful, is the kids make all the decisions. They order the candy, they get workers, they run the movies, they do it all, and they take a lot of pride in having it be successful.
We wanted the kids to earn something for what they were doing, because they were absolutely doing the whole job, and we wanted them to earn. So what we did was that we put the minimum wage for every hour that they worked after 25 hours.
They had 25 volunteer hours first.
They had to have 25 volunteer hours first.
Per year.
And then per year, yeah. And then after that 25 hours, each hour was put into a scholarship fund. And the scholarship fund was set up so that the student had to not only graduate in order to get the money, but had to graduate from Harlowtown High School in order to get the money. Therefore, it was not earned money. So we didn't have to pay a backside on it. There were no taxes. There were no FDIC, that kind of thing. And we could put it in an account, and the account could earn interest.
We have, like, over the years, we've given out $30,000 in scholarships to kids
funds
over
for
the 9
kids.
years. And we've got about, what, 14 or 15,000
thousand
that are dedicated now to kids that are, you know, seventh grade and above that work with theaters.
They get a chance to do their business. They learn business, the business classes, everything. They talk about the cost of goods, the cost of concessions, the cost of stuff, how you make profit, what do you do off of it. Those kinds of things are all there to be had if they want to do it. And we have several students who, we have probably 30 to 50 students a year that work with the theater one way or another.
I think that that Harlowtown community, and maybe it's true of all small rural communities in Montana, I don't know, but they're such generous people. Like the theater, that we have so many people who have offered to help, to volunteer, adults that have offered to come in and help us. And we started a youth center in the back of the library, and we had, I don't know, the summer that we got that going, we had about $2,000 in equipment and you know, free refrigerator, free foosball games,
put the floor
free
in.
thing. Yeah, the hardware store put everything in for cost, and people just reached out to provide this place for kids. And again, the kids run their own youth center. So I mean, that's the input that Dave and I have in it. Maybe is that we want to empower the kids to, you know, to create things for themselves rather than say, oh yeah, here, I'm going to give you a youth center. Kids in our culture are not really shown how much value that they are to the culture, and if they know how valued they are, and how important it is. I mean, the kids will come in and say, oh, I'm so tired, I didn't get to sleep until 4:30, I had to do this. But they're there. And they're there because they know that it won't run without them. They're not there because they want to be there. They know that they're important. And to me, that's important to me.
We tell them
that they know that.
We tell them it's kind of like Yoda. It's do or do not do. There is no try. So if you're going to make a small business work, you either do it or you don't do it. I mean, you can say I was so tired that I couldn't come to work, or you could say I was this or that or the other thing, or you could say I was so tired but I came to work anyway. And that's what I have to tell them. I have to tell them, you know, you either do it or don't do it. It either gets done or it doesn't get done. It either runs or it doesn't. It's all up to you guys. And
they're very immediate consequences if they don't do it to show them how valuable they are. This last weekend, they had a miscommunication on who was going to show up to make cotton candy. So we lost $25 because we didn't make any cotton candy. You know, 25 to 30 bucks because we didn't make it. And, you know, they know absolutely, oh, I messed up and this cost the theater $25, $30, and they know within 5 hours.
When they get a new kid up there running the projector, they'll mess up there and they'll do something wrong. And there are kids from as far as 6 or 8 years back that'll be in the show that'll get up out of their seats and go upstairs to help. It's a hard business for small communities to find something really valuable. And I feel like we've wandered into this theater thing, this idea, and I feel just blessed. My philosophy is like the Gandhi philosophy, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world. That's the way you live your life.